Do you want to build a beautiful garden wall like this one right here? I'm going to show you how. Here are the materials you'll need. Our first step in building the garden wall is building the frame. I'm using 2x6 lumber and I'm cutting them 7-foot height increments. These are going to be our 2 gables on the outside of the structure. After each cut, be sure to treat the ends with cut and seal. Now it's time to figure out the width. So I can see my measurement is 44 3/4. I'll subtract 3 inches for the 2 pieces of 2x6 that will go between the posts, and I can cut 41 3/4 now on the saw for my top and bottom plates. With all my pieces cut, I'm using 3-inch screws to secure the frame. I'm now going to build the interior structure, so I'll take the measurements of the inside of our frame and then use that to cut the 2x4 to size. This is our first spine, or back wall brace, that we'll be using to hold the planters. It's a 2x4, and what I'm doing now is T-screwing it from the side. Basically, it's going to pull it in, suck it in to make a perfect L frame on the ends. I've got all my bracing in place, I've got the frame secured, and I've slipped it in between my posts. All that's left to do now is screw it in place, and then I'll build my garden boxes. These are going to hold our flowers, our vegetables, whatever you feel like growing in them. So essentially, one 8-foot piece of lumber can give me a perfect 30-inch box. For the ends of the garden boxes, I'm using 2x6. This will add more structural integrity to the box for fastening it into the frame. Best part of all, it's the same width as the deck board, and I'm using scraps, so that way I'm not actually adding any more to my junk pile. For the assembly of this garden box, we're going to put the 2 2x6s on the end and screw them to the bottom plate. Once those are secure, we'll then put a front plate in the face, and we'll screw into the 2x6s here, and then put a back plate on and screw the 2x6s on this side. With our planter box completed, you can now go on to build 2, 3, 4, however many you need for your garden wall. I'm going to build 4. My garden boxes are all complete, and I'm now doing a dry fit. I'm clamping them in place and seeing what kind of a layout I'd like to have. My focus is keeping the spacing, and the spacing is based on what boards I'm using to fill in the background. I'm using a 1x4, so that means every space should be 3.5 inches. Our garden wall is almost complete. The only thing left to do, fill in these last little gaps. These happened because of these planter boxes. They're 6-inch lumber. So what I wanted to do, I grabbed one fence board and I've cut it to fill just into these voids. Now, staple these in place, finish off all the gaps. Our garden wall is complete and everything's ready to go. Last thing to do is put our post caps on top. One last piece to the whole entire puzzle. Much like our posts, if we have an end grain of any frame board pointing up, we need to also put a top plate onto that. This is going to give us coverage to block any rain from hitting into those end grains and again, opening up the boards. And there you have it, a beautiful garden wall for your backyard for everyone to enjoy.